Welcome to the first edition of Inside USF Basketball. We'll have an opportunity to sit down with fifth-year USF head coach Rex Walters. Here in our first episode, we'll preview the upcoming schedule. It's an ambitious schedule this year, and we'll take a close look at the USF roster. That's all coming up next. Inside USF Basketball with Rex Walters right here on USFDons.com. Well, Coach, let's start off by talking about the roster. You got a couple of veteran returning guys in Cody Doolin and Cole Dickerson, and those guys are probably going to be your leaders on the floor. What do you anticipate from those guys this season?
Just more of what they have been doing. Obviously we all know Cody's played a lot of minutes and has done a really good job. He'll probably score the ball more. Even more will be. Last year he was about pleasing everyone else, and this year he's going to find more offense run through him, for him. So more will be put on his shoulders offensively. Cole didn't get as many opportunities because of Angelo, and looking back on it, I probably should have played them both together more. We did that probably about 10, 15 games into it, when we just said, screw it, we're going to play Cole at the 5, and put our best players on the floor. And he could have easily been a starter. He's coming in good shape. He's really done some good things and playing well. He can score a lot of different ways. He's become a better ball handler, which is big for us at the 4 spot. And you might even see him playing at the 3, going with the bigger lineup. So we'll post him. We'll ball screen him. We'll pop him. We'll ice him. He's got a knack for rebounding. We'll challenge him to be a better team defender. He's decent on the ball. I think he can be even better. He's just got to really focus in and do it.
A lot of transition, certainly on your roster. You're going to add a lot of new faces. Let's start on the front line. You got 3 guys coming in there. Matt Christensen, the freshman from Oklahoma, along with Frank Rogers down out of Cabrillo College, and then Tao Zhu from China. What do you expect from those 3 guys?
They all bring something different. Frank has been the most consistent of the 3. He does give us some shot blocking. We've had more shots blocked in practice, and we've got 9 practices than we had all last year. We didn't have a lot of shot blockers last year, and quite honestly, Cole was our best shot blocker last year. So Frank brings that. He brings a second line of defense that we haven't had, because he will take a charge, but also he can block some shots. And there's been practices he's had 4 or 5 block shots that were pretty impressive. Offensively, he can do some things. He's good off of movement. He can post up a little bit. He can step out a little bit. Tao is obviously bigger than he is, stronger than he is, really good back to the basket scorer, good passer. He's a good player. He's a good player, and he's got to rebound the ball better for us, and we're always on him about that. But he brings that dimension, and Matt brings a physicality to him. He's tough. He's physical. He's not afraid to mix it up. Defensively, not as skilled as maybe those other 2 offensively, but can give us something. We didn't have a real backup center. Like I said, Cole was our backup center at 6'7". Now we have 3 guys that we can legitimately put out there. So I'm happy so far. I don't know what's going to happen when the lights go on.
Let's shift to the backcourt, where you also had a number of new players, and a lot of new guys. I'm sure I'm going to miss a name or 2 here, but Dean Parker is the sexy name, the guy that transfers in from UCLA, and then you've got Joe Edmonds coming from Oklahoma, who's going to be a freshman for you, and Avery Holmes from up in Oregon, and the kid that I've liked in the practices I've been to, I just love his energy level. I'm sure you like it as well, Tim Dirksen. So you have a lot of new elements in the backcourt as well for your club.
Dean's playing well. Dean's playing well. He's really had to learn how we played team defensive-wise. He's pretty good on the ball. We can always be better on the ball, but he's pretty good on the ball. Guarding it, can guard different positions, can guard the 1, 2, or 3. Can score it in a lot of different ways. He can post it. He can shoot it off the bounce, which you don't find a lot of guys at our level that can shoot it off the bounce. He can really shoot the ball off the bounce. He's a capable 3-point shooter, and Cody does a good job of getting him good looks. When his feet are set, he's a good 3-point shooter, and he's got some athleticism to him. We haven't had a guy at that wing position, or shot at times could show you something, on a good day. When his legs are feeling good, he could explode on you. But Dean's pretty consistent with it, attacking the basket, and So I'm happy with him. I'm really happy with where he's at. He's still got some work to do, understanding how we play defensively. But he's been a pleasant surprise. Avery Holmes can really shoot it, and he's not 100% physically there yet. Getting his legs completely under him and understanding Division I basketball, but he can shoot it. He gets a trial by fire because he goes against Cody every day, who's pretty darn good. And then, you talk about Matt Glover, who I don't know we'll talk about. When he plays the point, when he guards the point, Matt's a beast on the ball. I mean, he's just tough and physical. And so, Avery's having to, withstand going against those two guys. And then when we throw Dean on him. Dean's 6'4", 6'5", guy that can guard the ball. So he's got to get better in that area, but he's getting great reps against really good players, experienced players. A guy from Penn State, a guy from UCLA, and a guy that's been here for 2 years. So, but Avery can score it, and he can shoot the basketball, and I like those guys. I like those guys that can shoot a little bit. Joe's got a little bit more of a transition period for him as a freshman, understanding how we play, understanding how fast the game is. He's not probably where he wants to be, but he works hard, and he's going to get better. And like I said, he's going against some guys that are pretty good. When I talk about those three I just talked about with Dean, Matt, and Cody, he's going against some pretty good players every day.
And what about Tim Dirksen, the All-State player out of Arizona?
Well, Tim at the 3 spot, Tim right now is in a fight with Gavin Hoffman at the 3 spot, and Mark Tollefson. We're experimenting with Mark at the 3, but Tim's been really good. Led us in scoring in Cancun. Can score it different ways, can post it, can shoot the 3, can shoot it off the bounce. Got a really good nose for the ball. Rashad had as good a nose for the ball that I've coached. I think Glover might take it to a whole nother level. I mean, he just rebounds everything. But Rashad would get these out of nowhere, winning plays that was special about him. But Tim's got a little bit of that in him too. He's got a really good nose for the ball. Good player, plays hard, very coachable. He's kind of a gym rat. I like those guys. I like guys that when I walk out of the gym at 10 o'clock, they're there shooting. So no, he's a good player. He'll have I think he's on pace to have a good year for us.
Rex, you alluded to the Cancun trip, and I know you played 3 games down there in Mexico, but probably more importantly for you and your staff and your players was you got 10 practices together before you went down to Mexico. What did those couple of weeks in those 10 practices do for your team, a chance to meld together a little bit?
Well, we're a lot more advanced. I was telling our guys today, my first couple of years we had to coach effort every day. Last 2 years we didn't have to coach effort. This group so far in 9 practices we haven't had to coach effort. They understand because of the practices that we had for Cancun. Now we're really coaching execution. We're coaching the little things. So we're much further along than I thought we would be. We would want to be but we're definitely much further along. It was a great advantage to be able to go over there, get to know each other, understand each other's games, and what each guy brings to the table. I told our guys rotations are already forming. We're 8 practices into it, and I kind of know who's going to start, who's going to be in the rotation, who's got some work to do to put themselves in that situation. So it was great for us. It was great for team bonding, great to travel. Some of the guys have never traveled outside the country. So just a lot of positives, going to Cancun.
One thing I know you wanted to address after the loss at the end of last year against Washington State was toughness. That you really hammered on that in the post-game show that night. And watching your practices a couple of times, it seems like you have a tougher group. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, no. There are no baloney. I'll use a better word, instead of other initials. It's a no baloney team, no BS team. These guys come out and we watch tape, 3-4 times a week. It's not a debate. There's a lot of debates last year, in terms of what was actually on the film. Like we'd watch it and they're like, no, we didn't see that. This group doesn't do that. Part of that is we're very young, and I understand that. But no, they have brought it every day. We've not had a poor effort practice. We've maybe had some poor execution practices. We've had practices where they weren't totally locked in, but in terms of effort and competing, it's been a lot of fun. So that's why I feel like if we can stay healthy, and it would really help if we got all of our guys on the floor, that we got a chance to do some good things.
You're always pretty honest about the assessment of your team. Assess where you feel you're at right now. How do you look ahead to this year? Pretty excited about this group?
I am, but the only thing I can't answer is what's going to happen when the lights. I know what Cole's going to do. I know what Cody's going to do when the lights go on in terms of what exactly they're going to give us and how much more they can give us. The other guys I don't. I mean, Mark Tollefson's as athletic as any kid in our league, but he hasn't played when the lights are on. Chris Adams can shoot it as good as any player in our league, but he hasn't done it when the lights are on. So that's the only thing I don't have an answer for, and once we get some of those games under our belt, and this Saturday will be big for us to just see what it's like to play against someone else, someone that plays a different style than us. They know our style. They, defensively, offensively, they know what's coming. Now we're going to play someone we have no idea who they are, and so that'll be good for us. And just to have the lights on, I thought, us not playing an exhibition might have hurt us. It might have hurt us a little bit last year because when we finally played, we played North Dakota State. The lights came on. We had a veteran group, and they weren't ready for it. So I'm excited to see what these guys bring to the table. And like I said, I know how they practice. I'd like to think that that's going to bleed into the game.
What kind of things do you hope to accomplish in the exhibition games? You've got 2 of them this year.
Just to see what happens when the lights go on, and who can respond, and who's going to deviate from what we've been practicing and try to do their own thing, and who's going to be more determined to do what we ask them to do. Who's going to be more, aggressively pursuing the right play. When I say be aggressive, I'm saying aggressively do what we do. Defensively, in terms of our principles and how we attack things. Offensively, are you going to be ready, willing, and able to step into that jump shot and knock it down? Are you going to be ready, willing, and able to step into that catch and shoot situation and attack a closeout? And so, and our post players as well. Are you going to be tentative, or are you going to just freaking let it rip and get after it? Because if we do that, now I can once again coach execution as opposed to coach effort, and aggressiveness. I don't like to coach aggressiveness. I want our guys to let it rip and do what they do in terms of what we do.
Coach, as we close it out, final question for you. You've certainly, beefed up the schedule. You look at the schedule, you've got Stanford at the Oracle Arena, and you've got St. John's coming in here on December 4th, and there's the tournament in Hawaii, and you'll start there against San Diego State, and it's a very good field. You can see a couple of other pretty good programs there. And, the alumni, they get all excited when they see those games in the schedule, but from a coaching perspective, you got to go play those games. How do you feel about the schedule? Because it does present more of a challenge probably for your team.
I got a lot more popular when Paris transferred. Other coaches wanted to call me and talk about playing. And the Rainbow Class, not the Rainbow, but the Diamond Head is something we wanted to do all along. We wanted to get over to Hawaii and play some really tough games. And Stanford kind of fell into our lap just because they had a facilities problem at their place, and we're looking to not travel. They weren't going to come up to the Hilltop, but they'd maybe go to Oracle. Lav wants to come back. Obviously, everyone knows his father and what his father did here at USF, so Lav was looking to come back, but obviously, with our roster changes, people were a little bit more excited. Nevada on the road to start a home and home, but I like this group, and I'm glad that we got those games, and we're trying to raise the bar. We're trying to get to the point that not just having to win 3 games or 2 games in Las Vegas lead to an NCAA tournament. We want to be a program that can put together a true full season, and hopefully at some point be at large team. So this, I think, helps us get to a higher level.
Coach, thanks for the time. Looking forward to it this Saturday against San Francisco State.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that's 5th-year head coach. 5 years now, Rex. 5th-year head coach Rex Walters. I'm Pat Olson. Dons and Gators go this Saturday at War Memorial Gym at 7 o'clock tip-off. Hope to see you on the Hilltop. Thanks for watching, and go Dons.